Hello guys, welcome to a new episode of the build. As you can see, we're making good progress, but we need to do some mechanical things, as you probably saw in the title already. So today's plan, what we're gonna do in this episode is mostly the gas tank, or the fuel tank that needs to come off. So we need to access that from below, drop the tank a little, then undo all the hoses and connectors and stuff. Then we can drop the tank. We should be able to do that without removing the rear subframe. And we need to get the KWs out because there's a risk of them breaking when the cage is welded on here. So front and back we're just gonna take the KWs off just to make sure nothing happens. And that's most of it for today. Let's get started on the gas tank. So right now I'm removing the exhaust. As you can see, the rear part is already missing. Now we're onto the mid pipes. But what I was thinking was, because we are going to make that flat bottom and cut the spare wheel well out, why not just take the rear bumper off and create some more room to work. So that's what we are going to do next. Get the rear bumper off, then get the midsection of the exhaust off, and then we can probably work on the fuel cell. So Now that we've got the drive shaft out of the way, I think all that's necessary to pull the tank is out. One thing that may be an issue is the cables for the handbrake, but we can unloosen them at the front and then just pull them back. So that shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, I think they're an issue. So I'm gonna pull those from the inside, and then we can start on the lowering the tank. Alright, before we start lowering the tank, we still need to undo some hoses. So this is attached to the fuel pump, and then there's this blue line that we need to disconnect as well. And here we have one hose left that we need to disconnect. So 1, 2, 3, disconnect those, lower the bit, see what is still left, like hanging, or see what's still connected. Probably also so you have this hose, which is the fuel cap, and that goes into the tank as well. You can see it there. I think we need to disconnect that on top here, but we will start at the top. Alright, as you can see, that's the gas tank out. The bracket holders, we need to either buy new ones or clean them up and paint them. And then underneath, it's all 20 years old and a little bit of a moisty climate, so I think we need to fix that as well, clean it up, repaint some stuff. I saw an old brake line that was replaced, but the old line is still there, so we need to remove that as well. And some rust removal, because there's some surface rust there, which is the perfect opportunity to remove. But with the rear now in the sky, or up, we can do the rear shocks and springs as well. So that's what we are going to move on next. So the car is back on the ground. As you can see, we removed the shocks in the rear. I left the springs, and what we still need to do is the fronts, but I don't have them yet, so I'm gonna pick them up today. then we can change the fronts as well. As you can see, the KW is still in there. But meanwhile, we are gonna move on to other stuff, and that is removing the brackets that are still on the chassis that we don't need. I think I showed you in last video as well, like these for the rear bench and stuff like that. So I'm gonna start with like the spot weld ones, which are easy, and then move on to the hard ones. Like I need to grind these off, so that's a bit more tricky. But yeah, that's like the final stretch before sanding everything down. So yeah, still a lot of work to do, but most of it is, I think the complicated stuff is done. Now it's more easier stuff. Just, it's easier, but just more work. So yeah, let's start drilling. So last time I was here, I grinded off the plate that holds that was the old cage. So yeah, but I picked up these shocks for the front just to get the KWs out. So I borrowed these from Martijn. So Martijn, if you're watching this video, thank you very much for letting me borrow these. And also something I got in today, which is also what we are gonna install sort of today, is the roof panel. So this is a fiberglass replacement for the sunroof. I weighed it, it's 1.5 kgs, but I'm gonna weigh it on the camera just so you guys can see. So 1.5 kgs, which is pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna because the like edge lip was a bit big, we still need to cut that off because that was like hitting here and here. Oh no, here it was hitting like this little edge. That's why it was sitting a bit lower than flush, but overall the fitment is great. So we are gonna mark that up, like make it the perfect fit. Then it can go to the painter to get painted blue. We are continuing with the front, and then we are gonna continue grinding brackets off. So yeah, still a lot of things to do, but we're gonna start off with the front shock. Alright, that was it for episode 4, I think this is, of the build series. Next week we are going to continue with the plates on the floor, that one, and just some other stuff we need to remove. And then we will also probably start on sanding, which is the bigger job after this. And maybe start on pulling the engine out already. So yeah, still work to do, but we're getting there. It's getting very close. Also in time, it's getting closer to when the car needs to be finished. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.